I am going to give you the simplest answer to how to do negative keywords for your Google search campaigns. I'm going to give you some insights from the perspective of someone who's been running an ads agency now for over 8 years. So these are the three types of things we have: keywords, search terms, and then negative keywords. Negative keywords is where we are blocking something from Google being allowed to run on it. So this is really important because Google likes to run everywhere and spend your budget like a crazy wild man, and we don't want to let Google do that. So negative keywords are a really vital tool. And so why do we use them? We use them because genuinely we have huge numbers of search terms coming in from a single, even exact match keyword. I did a video about this recently. There was over 1,600 search terms from one exact match keyword. So just pause and think about that. You put one keyword in and you show up for over 1,600 different variations of searches. Do you think that all 1,600 of those are going to still be, relevant, really high buying intent, and generally good keywords? Very likely that's not true. So negative keywords are really important to rein Google in nowadays. Question number one is, how often do I check those search term reports and actually execute on negative keywords? When you launch a new search campaign especially, you really need to do a lot more negative keywords. So in that first few weeks, you basically want to be doing it almost daily. And then over time, it does start to slow down. After a few weeks, you might switch to a couple of times a week. And then maybe further down the line, you might do it once a week, or even once every couple of weeks might be okay. And so where in the account do you actually go to do this? This is a practical guide, so let's dig into it. I'm going to share my screen now and show you an example. Okay, so looking at this particular Google ad account, this is for my sister company, a company called Foresight. It's a time management app, and so of course a particularly good keyword could be time management app. And so in this very specific scenario, we have one ad group with one keyword, which is time management app, and it's set to an exact match. So this is as exact as you can possibly get. Like, there is no setting that is more exact than exact match. And so now if we click into that, we can actually click just this one keyword and then press search terms here. And now you can see it's done a search with only the keyword time management app where that is included. And so straight away, again, just to prove my point, this other random keyword I've just selected has over 208 different searches that we're showing up for at the moment. There's a huge variety here, apps to plan your day. So all of these things have very varying different types of intention behind that particular search. So for example, in this case, I made a kind of executive decision, because we have quite a small budget on this particular campaign, that I noticed I have a theory that across the rest of the account too, when people are typing in apps with a plural, they're often looking for more like a listicle type list, which they might be using for research purposes or other things like that. Whereas time management app, they are looking for one single answer to their problem. And so this seemed to do better for us when you looked at the kind of grander scheme of data. What I would normally personally do is open up a note, and I might start to do negatives for Foresight. So I'm going to start to just list this out. So I'll look at this list and say, do any of these firstly look definitely very bad? Okay, so this one says free. So I'm going to put free as a negative keyword. So this is a broad match. So this means that any search term that uses the word free in any way will no longer run. But the important thing to know is that the negatives are different to the positives. So with the positives, the really simple way to think of this is that Google is trying to let as much traffic through as it can, because Google wants to spend your budget, and so Google wants to keep things open. So it's made the normal keywords more open, but it's kept the negative keywords as more strict. So basically, let's just say we put paid ads agency as a keyword, and I put that as, let's just say I put that as exact match as the easiest example. Well, then that is going to show me up for paid ads agency, but it's also going to show me up for things like paid ad agency, paid advertising agency, paid media agency probably. All of these words could show up because of this single keyword. Whereas with negatives, actually this would not block any of these three. It would only block someone typing in paid ads agency. So we have to be a lot stronger with our negative keywords to block more of these things. What you want to be thinking about when you're doing negatives is, what is the bit that is bad about personal time management app? In this case, time management app, if someone typed that in, well, that's actually a perfectly good search. So I wouldn't want to be, I don't have a problem with this. You want to try and make it as simple and small as you can, so that then, let's just say we go down to just personal. So if I have the keyword personal versus another keyword which was personal time management app, personal will block all three of these for me. This will only block that first one. And so if we want to be efficient with our negative keywords, you want to try and remember to try and reduce them down to, what is the thing that's really the issue? I only need 2 negative keywords and I've blocked hundreds of bad searches. So then let's go into the next concept, which is, where do we add these negatives? So the first thing to be aware of is, there's account level, and then there's campaign level, and then there's ad group level, is generally the degrees that you're going to be looking at. And you have these 3 different levels for a reason. Account level is where there's something that you just know, this will never be good. I will never want to run the word free with my Foresight app. So this is where account level is great. And then campaign level is pretty strong as well. So that's anything within an entire campaign. So let's say we have a US and a UK campaign within our Google Ads account. And then we are going to be trying to run a keyword like London ads agency. So this is a really interesting type of keyword and search that could be really effective for us in the UK or the US in different ways. And so let's just say we find out that that's really good in the UK, but it's not good in the US because someone's searching that. For some reason, it's not good. Let's just make up a story here. So I might want to put a negative keyword of London in the US campaign, but I don't want that to get blocked in the UK campaign. And then lastly, at ad group level, it might be that, let's just say we're selling, we have one ad group which is London paid ads agency, and another which is sustainable paid ads agency. And so we want to have the traffic in the London paid ads agency be only about London and not about sustainability, for example. So I might put a negative of sustainability in the London ad group, so that then the traffic should move to the sustainability ad group. So where do we actually add? The account level, campaign level, and ad group level. So the account level is inside exclusion lists, and then we have negative keyword lists. And you can see I've already done this. These are 2 examples of ones that I love to do for an account. So account level negatives. So this is where you create an exclusion list, add a negative list, and then you add the keywords you want. So in this case, there's all of these various things. There you go, I've already got free here. So that should stop free from running anywhere. And then you can see apply to the campaigns. So these are the campaigns that this is applied to. So generally, if it's an account level negatives list, you would apply to all of the campaigns. And then let's say we want to go to campaign level. So all you would do is go to the campaign level. So that's where we are now. And then you go to, it's always changing on the view, keywords, negative keywords. And so this, as you can see, at campaign level, there is actually only the account level negatives in this case. But let's say I wanted to add a negative to the campaign, I would just click here and I could type in free, for example. So this has now been added as a negative. Then let's go to the last one, which is ad group level. So it's very simple. You just go to the ad group level and let's say time management app. So if we want to add negatives here, you're already in the keywords and you click up to negative keywords. And then you can see already I've got some ad group level negatives where I'm trying to move traffic into the right place within this particular campaign. And so how far is too far when it comes to negative keywords? So I think people get sometimes a bit too obsessed with negative keyword management and they kind of start to get to the point where they are literally going to a single impression search result and recording that and putting a negative on that. Basically, don't worry. I think a really simple rule is if you've not had a single click on it, it's not making much of a difference to you. Another way of looking at this could be only look at the first 30 and don't worry about the rest. Just organize it by clicks, impressions, And also costs can be good to look at just in case there's some really strange outliers where we've got a particular keyword that's got like an extremely high cost per click. Like Organize Your Day app, for example, has a CPC of £24 so far, which is very high. So that's a quick way to spend all of our money for not much in return. So there we have it. That is your simple-ish guide to negative keyword management. I hope this was useful. I tried to cover all of the basics that I would cover with any of my new ads managers who are learning for the first time how to run ads. And I think it's really vital. It's something that people miss. Every time when I'm auditing accounts, it's most often one of the things that people are not doing. So start doing it, and I promise you will find beautiful efficiency and ever better results thanks to this weekly habit schedule, a bit of effort from your side. If you enjoyed this, please do subscribe. I do other videos. I'm going to be doing a video next week around scripting for negative keywords, which is an automated way of doing all of this, which I think you might enjoy if you have enjoyed this content and have this similar problem already. And otherwise, yeah, I hope to see you in the next one.